Have you ever wondered where the true limits of a human being lie? Today I'm taking you through 17 stories that are not just about appearance, but about how we choose to rise after every storm. If your heart feels moved, please give a like and hit subscribe to join me on more inspiring journeys ahead. Don't forget to leave a message in the comments because your thoughts are an essential part of this video. Let's begin the journey of changing perspectives. Braden West was born with Pfeiffer Syndrome Type 2, a rare condition that made his appearance completely different from other children with bulging eyes and a severely deformed skull structure. In the first days after birth, every breath Braden took was a harsh challenge for both him and his family. Yet behind an appearance that many might find unsettling lies a heart filled with an intense will to live. Braden is not just surviving, he is living as brilliantly as he possibly can. Looking into his eyes, people no longer see a defect but a pure soul that reminds us that a parent's love can turn the impossible into possible, and that every form of life carries a sacred purpose. Aiden Fraser is one of the few people in the world facing Cloves Syndrome, a medical monster that causes blood vessels and soft tissues to grow uncontrollably, forming massive tumors that distort the body. Every step Aiden takes is an extraordinary effort, and each day he wakes up is a victory over the constant lingering pain. Although fate cut short the journey of this resilient boy, the legacy he left behind is a powerful lesson in optimism. No matter how different the body may be, a smile remains the strongest weapon to face adversity. Looking at Aiden's strength, do you believe that kindness and a positive spirit matter more than outward appearance? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and give us a subscribe to continue spreading these heartfelt stories. Kennedy was born with extensive lymphatic malformations causing her face and jaw to swell as if carrying a permanent burden. Her childhood was filled with curious stares, hurtful whispers, and overwhelming loneliness. But instead of letting the darkness consume her, she chose to rise using her unique appearance as a symbol of confidence. Kennedy founded the organization Kennedy's Cause to empower others with unconventional looks. She proved that when you accept and love yourself, the world will be forced to change the way it sees you. Kennedy's strength lies not in a perfect face, but in an unbreakable spirit. A minor accident in the bathroom led to a flesh-eating bacterial infection that took away a large part of Donna Cordon's face in just a few short days. From a beautiful woman, she suddenly became the victim of a cruel fate. However, Donna refused to stay down for long. She chose to publicly show her unfinished face after multiple surgeries appearing on television to spread a message about appreciating life. Donna did not hide her imperfections, she turned them into marks of resilience. She teaches us that beauty can fade over time or be lost in an instant, but grace and courage are things no one can ever take away. In a small home in Brazil, there is a woman in her 40s who still has the body of a 9-month-old baby. Maria Odet has suffered from severe hypothyroidism since birth, causing her development to remain forever at infancy. She cannot speak, she cannot walk, but she can feel love. Her father and family have devoted their entire lives to caring for her with extraordinary patience. Maria is like an angel forgotten by time, a living embodiment of the purest form of love, where someone is cared for not because of what they can do, but simply because they exist. Jillian Kagatla began her journey into adulthood with a haunting reality. One side of her face seemed to be slowly melting away. It was the devastating effect of Perry-Romberg Syndrome, a rare condition that causes the tissues beneath the skin to gradually waste away, leaving behind a harsh asymmetry. Her youth was not filled with dreamy dates, but with intrusive stares from strangers, and an intense inner battle to accept an appearance that was changing day by day beyond her control. Instead of succumbing to fate, Jillian chose to confront her scars and imperfections with a courageous heart. She underwent multiple complex reconstructive surgeries using fat from other parts of her body to fill the areas the disease had taken away. Each operation was not only an effort to restore physical balance, but also a step forward in affirming that her self-worth was not shaken by the changes happening to her body. Now Jillian appears before the public with a radiant smile, becoming a voice for those with different appearances. She no longer hides from cameras. Instead, she uses them to tell a story of confidence and self-respect. Jillian proves that even if a face is no longer as it once was, the spirit of a woman who knows how to love herself will always be the brightest light, dissolving even the harshest prejudices. Ariel Henley's life did not begin with gentle lullabies, but with the clattering sounds of medical instruments. Crouzon Syndrome caused the bones in her skull to fuse too early, creating immense pressure on her brain and deforming her face from childhood. Ariel endured dozens of painful surgeries where doctors had to break and rebuild her facial structure like an unfinished puzzle. Instead of hiding behind masks or insecurity, Ariel chose to pick up a pen and write her life story. She sends a message to the world: scars are not marks of ugliness, but medals of a warrior who has survived the fiercest battles to protect her soul. When she was just a toddler, Kagatla had to face a nightmare called Meningitis C. The devastating illness attacked her small body at an alarming speed, forcing doctors to make the most heartbreaking decision to save her life, amputating all 4 limbs. From an active little girl, Kia was suddenly thrust into a completely new world, where even the simplest movements became enormous challenges that most adults could hardly imagine. Kia's journey to recovery is an epic of patience and boundless family love. She had to undergo a series of surgeries to treat her wounds and prepare for prosthetic limbs. Every unsteady step on her mechanical legs, every effort to grasp objects with artificial hands was filled with sweat and tears. Yet no one ever saw the fire in Kia's eyes fade. She continued to smile and laugh as if challenging adversity itself. Kagatla's story is a symbol of hope in the depths of despair, proving that the human will has no limits. Despite her physical challenges, she continues to create a radiant life driven by an unbreakable spirit. Do you believe that determination can overcome any adversity? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and leave a sub to support us and not miss the next inspiring journeys. Ilka Brule was born with a rare facial cleft caused by ectodermal dysplasia, making her features different from society's conventional standards. Her childhood was a long series of hospital visits and countless reconstructive surgeries to improve her breathing and vision. She once lived under a cloud of insecurity, feeling like an outsider in a world that worshipped symmetrical perfection. The scars on her face were not just medical marks, but also a source of deep emotional pain. However, a turning point came when Ilka bravely decided to stand in front of a friend's camera. Instead of hiding her differences, she chose to reveal them through the lens of art. Miraculously, Ilka's otherworldly and pure appearance created a powerful allure, turning her into a renowned model with a surreal style. She realized that what she once saw as flaws were actually the unique traits that made her stand out among billions of people on this planet. Today, Ilka Brule is not only a model but also an inspirational ambassador for self-love. She regularly shares positive messages about diverse beauty, encouraging people to break free from the masks of insecurity and live authentically. For Ilka, every face is a unique work of art created by nature, And our mission is not to fix it to match the majority, but to learn how to celebrate that difference with pride. Charlotte Cleverly-Bisman moved the entire nation of New Zealand when she survived a severe case of meningococcal infection at just 6 months old. To save her life, doctors had to amputate all 4 limbs, making Charlotte one of the youngest people in the world to endure such a profound loss. The image of the tiny girl wrapped in white bandages yet still trying to smile became an enduring symbol of the human will to live. Charlotte's journey of growing up has been a relentless battle with medical equipment and painful corrective surgeries. She has never allowed her physical limitations to define her boundaries. With prosthetic legs, Charlotte learned how to walk, how to run, and even take part in extreme sports like skydiving. Every stage of her development has been followed by the public with deep admiration as she has turned the seemingly impossible into reality through an unbreakable spirit. Now a teenager, Charlotte continues to spread her positive energy. She actively participates in vaccination campaigns and raises awareness about meningitis, helping the world better understand the dangers of this disease. Charlotte does not look back at the past with regret. Instead, she looks forward with gratitude. Her life is proof that no matter how harsh the beginning may be, we still have the power to choose to live a great life. There was a time when Samira Benhar believed her life had ended in the cold rejection of others, as massive neurofibromas sagged and completely obscured her original appearance. She lived like a ghost in her own home until a miracle arrived through the hands of Spanish doctors. The surgery, which lasted dozens of hours, not only removed the heavy tumors, but also cut away the shame that had burdened her for decades. Samira's story is a song of rebirth, of the power of medicine, and above all, of boundless compassion, where people are willing to reach out and save a life sinking in despair. Melissa Blake was born with Freeman-Sheldon syndrome, a rare condition that affects muscles and bone structure, requiring her to use a wheelchair and undergo more than 20 surgeries. However, instead of letting physical barriers hold her back, Melissa developed a sharp voice and a free spirit. She became a journalist and a well-known blogger, using her words to break down stereotypes about people with disabilities and demand fairness in how society defines beauty. Once, when she was attacked by online bullies with cruel comments about her appearance, Melissa responded in an incredibly powerful way. She posted a series of selfies with a radiant smile every day. That simple yet courageous act sparked a wave of global support. She proved that no one has the right to take away your joy just because you don't fit a standard appearance, and that confidence is the most dazzling accessory of all. Melissa Blake is living proof that intelligence and a heart eager to connect can never be confined by a wheelchair or physical differences. Through her lens of humor and depth, she reminds us that each of us is a unique individual with our own value. Do you think confidence is the most dazzling accessory a person can have? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and give us a sub to support us. If any story in today's video touched your heart, help spread it by hitting the like button and sharing it with others. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next inspiring videos on the channel. I'd especially love to know which person's strength impressed you the most. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for being here. Goodbye, and see you in the next journeys.